What's up guys, Antoine here at DPR. Last week we've been looking at our favorite balls from 2021 and this week we're going to look at NBK's best balls from 2021. If you're ready, let's jump right into it. I've said it in previous videos, but basically NBK Reptile is also another collection that I manage. It's owned by Brian Papuchan, but I am basically breeding DPR and also NBKs. It's really cool because I have the opportunity to work two different collections, two different kind of objectives in both collections, and we have very different animals. But today's we're diving deep into the holdbacks that we've held from the 2021 season. Let's check some amazing snakes. So the very first snake is a snake I showed a few weeks ago on the special episode about cypress. This is a honey cypress lavender female. Mind-blowing snake, honestly. I'm not gonna go too deep on what is there with this animal because basically we've seen it a few weeks ago, but I really wanted to show that animal again because it's one of my favorite snake in his whole 2021 holdback rack. All right, so these two snakes are not animal that we produced ourselves, but they're animal that we purchased last year. This snake here is a black pastel asphalt lavender. That's from Billy at Mutation Creation. And the other one right beside is a leopard yellow belly lavender 100% het pied. Basically, the direction I'm trying to go with NBK's breeding is mostly lavender combinations. I think there's not a lot of facilities that are really focusing on that gene, and I think that if you do the right pairings and you add the right genes, you really have a lot of potential. And especially with these animals, we're going to work it into the freeway and also freeway pied and basically the freeway dreamsicles. So that's the goal here, and I'm just amazed by the contrast of that black pastel version and how this snake here, you really see very well the leopard. And you all know the interaction of leopard and enshi together. These are the next step, but imagine if we can make a leopard enshi dreamsicle freeway. That would be phenomenal. I've always been a huge fan of the banana gargoyles, and this is basically one. That is a banana gargoyle, 100% het clown and 50% het for genetic stripe. We paired a cinnamon clown to a banana het red exanthic that was 100% het for G stripe. And we basically, out of the blue, prove out that the female was also 100% het clown. So the female was a banana het red double het G-stripe clown. So this is the clown version without cinnamon. So that is a banana het red exanthic clown, 50% het G-stripe. And this is honestly one of the weirdest looking snake that I have ever produced. It looks like a ghost without being a ghost. It looks like a rainbow without being a rainbow. It's the perfect amount of orange, yellow, and purple going into that animal. The more she is aging, the brighter and more exceptional she actually looks. I am just mind blown by the look with banana. I'm not a huge banana clown fan, but when it comes to that combination right here, we have something phenomenal. All right, so that is basically the sister of one of the snake we purchased from NBK last year. That is a pastel OD yellow belly leopard, 100% het for Desert Ghost. She's also possibly 50% het pied. Her father is still yet to be proven, but with such tracks on the tail, honestly, I think the hopes are really good to actually prove that animal to be het pied. So that is a het Desert Ghost. And here's a visual Desert Ghost combination. That is a pastel spot nose Desert Ghost. I am blown, honestly, by the amount of yellow that the spot nose is bringing inside of the pastel Desert Ghost. It also obviously moves the pattern a lot. It jags it up. On its own, it's a really nice looking snake. I'm really curious to see when we're going to start adding other genes in there, especially like leopard, making some crazy combo with that palette. It's going to be very interesting throughout the next seasons. At NBK, we're also working a lot with the Super Stripe project. That is a cinnamon Super Stripe. Very awesome to have that tone of Super Stripe look. It's really gray. The stripe is really bold. It's highlighted. It's honestly one look that I really like. And we've also made one with GHI. So that here is a GHI Super Stripe. You have enhanced coloration. Honestly, it's a brownish tone throughout the whole animal. The stripe is neon yellow with the perfect highlight of black. I'm really curious. There's a lot of things that I want to work inside of that project. I really want to see that as a Desert Ghost. I think Desert Ghost GHI Super Stripe would be one of the cleanest looking snake you can possibly have. This is already epic. And honestly, Leopard, alterate the pattern. GHI would makes it even bolder. And I want to combine the two of them together. And maybe why not with Leopard? Well, like having that GHI that highlights the stripe on that animal here, probably you would have something that's even more contrasted and even more extreme. So Super Stripe is not the most popular gene. Honestly, it's kind of a little bit overlooked for the freeway or highway combinations. But in my opinion, I really prefer the actual look of a Super Stripe. So in comparison, here is a GHI Freeway. So GHI Freeway beside a GHI Super Stripe. You let me know down in the comments which one you prefer. They're extremely different. Obviously, you can tell that the GHI is basically doing the same thing on both combinations. It's really highlighting the dorsal and giving a lot of brown coloration on the sides. Personally, I think that this one is way more visually shocking than the actual Freeway. Even though the Freeway is way more popular, I think personally that this base here would translate better into Desert Ghost than this actual one, mostly because you have more of an extreme stripe and there's just more room to add contrast in this animal than this one. Let me know which one you think is actually the best of the two, the GHI Freeway or the actual GHI Super Stripe. Another snake we purchased from a Canadian breeder. This one comes from Jordan at JP Reptiles. This stud here is extremely power packed and it's going to be awesome to make some visuals and some visual with pus hats. That is a spot nose, pinstripe, red stripe, yellow belly, triple hat, hypo Desert Ghost clown. So that's really a mouthful. We don't really have anything at NBK to recreate the triple visual or even double. But we're gonna mostly make some visual hypos, visual clown, and visual Desert Ghost that are 50% double head for both of the other genes with so many great genes. You know, spot nose, red stripe, and yellow belly are very sought out gene for such, you know, palette of combination, and it's really going to be interesting to see what we can achieve with that male.
So I'm going to show you my favorite snake from NBK Reptiles. It's a Super OD Fire Calico. This one's fairly mean. He's from Mark Mandic, and I love the white here with the contrast of the super bright orangey yellow colors right here on the back, with also the deep black and brown coloration right here.
It's honestly one of the brightest and most orange snake I have ever seen. If you've ever been to shows and you've seen Mark Mandic animal, you know what I'm talking about when I'm showing this snake here. Especially like the only breeder that have ever seen that quality of orange are Aussie Boyds and Mark Mandic. Honestly, these, like, especially in the tail there, the crazy orange is phenomenal. It's mind-blowing to have a snake that can look like that visually. Brian doesn't have any puzzle, but I would love to see that into a puzzle, like a Super OD Fire Calico puzzle. We're going to try to work it into other recessives, such as Hypo, Clown, and Desert Ghost, and most likely also with Yellow Belly, Leopard, and Red Stripe. I think these are going to be interesting genes also to put in that snake, but that has to be one of the favorite snake into NBK Reptile collection. Now, definitely gonna try to work and get one for myself.
That's what I was gonna say. I was ever since I saw the snake, I've been trying to convince Antoine, and even Mark Mandic sent him another one that was for sale, and I was cool, please get it.
Yeah, so this is honestly one phenomenal looking snake, and we're gonna show another calico because calico is probably Brian's favorite gene. So here we got his previous favorite snake, that is a calider. So basically a spider calico. Last year we managed to make her actually lay her very first clutch of egg after 9 years of trying out. And this year she is right about her ovulation. This should be in any time now. This girl is definitely one of the most amazing looking snake that you will see in NBK's facility, and she was paired to a phenomenal male that comes from Aussie Boyd. It is a super high intensity orange dream fire leopard, 50% het pied. So basically we would be adding leopard into Mark Mandic snake that you just saw without the super OD form. But if we can make a few females out of that and then work our way into recreating that super OD look with leopard and spider, I think that would be some crazy looking snakes. So we're really excited for that. So that was it, guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at some of NBK's most amazing holdbacks from last year. We're super stoked to be working our way into creating a phenomenal collection with a really different approach. It's, as I said previously, it's the best because I can work two different collections with two different approach and work into really a lot of different projects. And next week, or like in a few weeks, we're gonna show an update on our Dinker projects, the Burn, the Cantaloupe, but also a new one that we've never showed before, the Apricot. So I would highly suggest to go check that video out when it's posted. And on this, we'll invite you to go follow us on Instagram and YouTube, but also go follow NBK on Instagram and YouTube. Also, they have an amazing YouTube channel. And on this, cheers and see you next week.